20th May preparation across Boya gains steam as the senior divisional officer Abba Abdurrahman encourages the population to embrace human investment, a call quite hailed by the population of Boya as they engage today in a massive cleanup campaign ahead of the D-Day celebrations slated for Monday the 20th of May 2024. Plus, the second education sector conference for the Southwest region wraps up in Boya today with a resounding call for secondary school teachers in the region to redouble effort in the teaching learning process, a call made by the Secretary General of the Southwest Governor's Office, Acha Gilbert Quenty. Those were major stories. Good evening to you all and you're welcome to High Prime of Friday, the 17th of May 2024. For presentation, I am a technical Larry Kevin Tabot. We start off with one of our lead stories. As we did mention, the people of Wolikowe in a village in Fako Division, precisely in the Boya subdivision, has taken firm action for the preparation of May Day celebrations, 20th May celebrations slated for next Monday. These as they engage in human investment process over there in the village of Wolikowe in the Boya subdivision, something that was given a pat on the back by the divisional officer for Boya, Abba Abdurrahman. More with our reporter on that story. National Day celebrations in the town of Boya is gaining momentum as the divisional officer Abba Abdurrahman is cross-carpeting the urban and rural communities in order to make sure everything is intact.
All man for quarter, not only school children, be involved, and I always, when I have the opportunity, I come here, and Wolikowe is one of the cleanest village in this country. And also well developed. I want to encourage you to keep on with that spirit.
In Wolikowe village, the inhabitants too are on an aggressive cleanup campaign in making sure the village is kept clean come Monday the 20th of May, something the traditional ruler affirms that their loyalty is with the states of Cameroon and the people.
To acknowledge the security that is here and is taking good care of this community. So we extend our gratitude to the powers that be, and we remain loyal to the state. Okay. And that is why you don't see us in police, gendarme, and so on, but it's a very peaceful village. And just as you say, if you don't mind, we'll come, we'll look for a small space and put you there.
To one of those who took an effective participation in the cleanup initiative in Wolikowe village, it is a sign of nationhood and a sense of belonging.
We, the youths and our fathers, are gathered here today to do a cleanup of our village in preparation of the 20th May, which is coming on Monday, and we are gladly receiving the DO himself to supervise this cleanup campaign. And I want you to know that minus the 20th May is our duty to keep our village clean. You will never come to Wolikowe and find it dirty, 20th May or not, so we are gladly partaking in this cleanup.
With Boya subdivision vibrating to the rhythm of the 52nd edition of the National Unity Day celebration, all the living forces in the subdivision are therefore ready come the D-Day, Monday, the 20th of May. And we hang on with the 20th May celebrations. This time around, we take you to Donga Mantung Division, where activities to mark the 52nd edition of the National Unity Day, slated for next Monday, the 20th of May, has taken place in the Donga Mantung area, the capital of Donga Mantung, that is Kambe, where the senior divisional officer for Donga Mantung, Magloire George Basilikeng, called on the population to massively take part in march past and other activities that will be seeing the light of day come Monday, the 20th of May, as Cameroon celebrates the National Unity Day, the 52nd edition. More with our reporter from Kambe, Roland Mwabo Male.
The upcoming 52nd edition of the National Day 20th May in Cameroon was launched in Cambe, chief town of Dongamantong Division, under the auspices of the Chief Executive Officer for Dongamantong Division, Magloire George Basilican. The launching ceremony that brought out the SDO for Dongamantong Division, the DO from Cambe Central Subdivision, the Deputy Mayors, Divisional Delegates, Service Heads, the Fund of Cambe and other traditional rulers, schools and all other stakeholders, was carried out with a sports walk from the grandstand across the entire town of Nkambe and back to the grandstand. Calling on the population, the SDO Magloire George Basilican thanked all for showing up massively. He equally seized the opportunity to urge the population to remain peace abiding. Leaving the grandstand with total delight, the population could not wait to turn out massively come 20th of May 2024 for the National Day celebration.
And we move on to something else. As we did mention it for the headlines, we talk on the second education sector conference that has just ended in the town of Buea for the region, that was chaired by the Secretary General of the Southwest Governor's Office, Archer Gilbert Quincy, who congratulated secondary school teachers in the region for their enormous contribution and sacrifices in ensuring children in the Southwest region have education to write home with. He was speaking on the campus of Balingua Grammar School Moliko as staff lady Alice Leke Lengo Ikome sat through that event and now comes back with this report.
It is the second education sector conference in the Southwest region. School heads and all educational stakeholders in the Southwest region are putting hands together to evaluate and strategize for a successful end-of-course examination.
Prepare for end-of-course examinations. And for us to prepare for end-of-course examinations, we need to remind ourselves of how the school year had been, and then we put strategies together that will help us harmonize our efforts so that what is happening in examination center A should be the same thing happening in examination center B.
The meeting was declared open by the Secretary General of the Southwest Governor's Office, representing the Southwest Governor. Held under the theme, working in synergy with all secondary education stakeholders for a peaceful, secure and successful 2024 examination session. This May 17, 2024, it was disclosed that there has been a tremendous increase in terms of candidates in the Southwest region.
Earlier before that, we have had a tremendous significant increase as compared to last year. Because last year we have a total number of 46,000 candidates for the region, so this year we have 49,000 candidates. Significant increase of about 3,000 candidates.
However, some factors led to a slight decrease in baccalaureate.
A decrease because last year we had 996 candidates, but this year we have 920. Well, I think it is not. It is an open secret that the Southwest is still suffering from the political crisis, and that should be one of the main reasons why we cannot improve on our statistics for Francophone exams.
In the conference, participants were also trained on best practices to ensure good hygiene in the various centers and caution for water to be made available to students at all times to prevent dehydration that can lead to illnesses during the writing period. It can be said that everything is set for a successful start of the written session of the Cameroon General Certificate of Education 2024.
Fascinating reporting there done by Alice Leke Lengo Ikome all the way from Buea. We move on to the city of Douala, where some 14 students belonging to one of the lay secondary schools in the city of Douala has been caught in a compromising situation, as 14 of them were having group sex in one of the residence of one of theirs in the locality of Yatika neighborhood of Douala. It was reported that the said students who initiated the said group sex issue had to inform the 13 other friends of hers that the aunt that she's living with has gone to work, and as such they should come and have fun. More with Aisha Mbeng with that human interest story.
More than a dozen teenagers were surprised in inappropriate positions in the Yatika neighborhood in Douala. According to reports, one of them invited her friends to their family house to eat, but after eating, they decided to engage in the group sex game. Their neighbor, who heard inappropriate noise, alerted her parents. The Form 4 school children, some still dressed in school uniforms, were all taken outside the home and asked to sit on the floor. They all further answered present on Thursday morning in school for the convocation. It is worth noting that group sex has become a common phenomenon among teenage youth across the country.
Wonder, they say, shall never end. We move on to Bamenda, where Northwest Governor Adolf Lilila Freak has presided over the hoisting of national colors in the regional capital city of Bamenda. The acts that took place in the midst of the different regional delegates and heads of services in the Northwest region was one, where the Northwest Governor Adolf Lilila Freak called on all Cameroonians to make sure they always respect the 10 emblems of the Republic of Cameroon. As we have more with our reporter. Northwest Governor Adolf Lilila Freak is taking effective participation in the hoisting of the national colors in the regional capital town of Bamenda.
The young ones say that the flag symbolizes the nation, our country Cameroon, both materially and spiritually, and the flag has to be respected by all the citizens of this country. We are giving him the honor and the respect we owe to it, and therefore I'm appealing all the civil servants, not only the civil servants, the citizens of the Northwest region, to always pay allegiance to our nation through giving respect to the symbol of the nation, foremost the flag.
The patriotic act that stands as a sign of nationhood. The governor is quick to remind all to always take effective participation in such acts and enumerate on the importance the flag holds to the people of Cameroon.
Security. And the security services are there to make sure the national emblems, foremost the flag, are respected. And therefore, asking to the population to pay the respect due to the flag, to avoid being prosecuted because they have violated the national symbols, and asking all the administration in the North region to host it every morning, to remove it at the closure of 3:30 every day, respecting the procedure of hoisting the flag, but also making sure all those around pay respect to that exercise, because
after carrying out a lot of activities in the region by the regional delegation of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, who outline and emphasize on the respect of the flag.
You know, the flag is very important for a country, and particularly, I want to say particularly for our region, we need to sensitize the public on the importance of this flag.
Done in all serenity at the Northwest Governor's Office, the different regional delegates, heads of services, and other persons in the region all took the firm commitment in upholding the different 10 emblems of the country and always to make sure nationalism and patriotism is being upheld in the greatest esteem. You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our main studio here in High Television. We move on to climate change as the adverse effects of climate change continue to be felt all across Cameroon. Business persons dealing with fans and air conditioning are all saying they are recording a boom in their businesses after the adverse effects of climate change has been recorded all across Cameroon. Vendors say as compared to the previous year, they now make a lot of profit and turnovers when it comes to business. This as heat wave keeps on making rounds all across major towns and cities of the Republic of Cameroon. An environmental reporter on that is Cynthia Latte.
As an unusual heat wave blows over Cameroon, the effects are visible and many are devising coping strategies. In Buea, Southwest region, inhabitants are taken aback by the situation and every method that allows a breath of fresh air is adopted, with a fan topping the list. Meyer, a university student here, says the fan has become a daily companion even when she works on the street.
I don't understand what's happening in Buea now. At first, there was no heat like this, like we had a cool fresh weather. But now, I cannot move like 10 steps without sweating because of too much sun. I'm really working with the fan. I don't understand. This was not our Buea. So this new weather, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening to the weather, but it's very hard for me to have to buy fan. I'm using electric fan, I'm using hand fan. People are looking at me like mommy corn because I'm putting this fan because of too much heat.
Millie is a surprise with the climate change as other inhabitants in Buea and beyond are.
Very, very hot. Yes. So it's really hot. If you want to have maybe a moderate or a semi climate, you can that's just another kind of
Meanwhile, the demand for fans has skyrocketed considerably in shops. The month of May, that usually falls within the rainy season, is observing hot days and nights. The device has become essential in many homes and workplaces.
There is a high demand for fan. Right now, customers are putting high demand for fan in that there is too much heat in Buea, despite. So, at first, we never had this experience, but that is normally rain should be falling. So instead of the demand for umbrellas and other hallway stuff, that's not fine. On this period, back then, previously, we normally don't sell fan because the cold, the climate, so it's difficult for a customer to come and ask for fan. But now we are experiencing random demand. So during the day like this, I can get about 5 or 6 customers who will be demanding for fan.
Faced with these high temperatures, fans remain economical amongst the other cooling systems on the Cameroonian market, users say. However, more affluent customers opt for air conditioners. The National Observatory on Climate Change, NOCC, recently warned that Cameroon would experience its hottest dry season in 45 years, with temperatures expected to reach between 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. This change in climate, the NOCC said, would further plunge the country into socio-economic and health challenges. Following this alert, the Minister of Public Health oriented the population with a series of measures to take when the heat increase unusually. He recommended the population to drink enough water during the day, avoid intense physical activities during the hottest hours, stay in the shade and wear light clothing, use fans and air conditioner, ventilate the homes in the morning and during the night, and to avoid consuming alcohol, which is a cause of dehydration.
Fascinating reporting there done by Cynthia Latu. We move on to something else. In the town of Poya, a non-profit organization known as Hope Advocates Africa has rounded up with massive cleanup campaign all across the town of Poya, as she was present over there at the Poya Divisional Officer's Office, where they engage in a massive cleanup campaign to keep the government structure clean for the preparation of 20th May celebration. That set act was congratulated massively by the DO for Poya, Abdurrahman, as our reporter tells us more. In staying true with her civic responsibilities, members of the Hope Advocates Africa, a non-profit organization based in the Southwest region, are out in their numbers to take effective participation in the cleanup campaign to the build-up of the 52nd edition of the National Unity Day celebrations.
We are supporting government efforts as we are gearing towards the celebration of the 52nd edition of the National Unity Day in Cameroon. And today the main activity has been the human investment. The human investment simply entails us giving back to our community and to our country as we are driving towards the celebration of this great day in our country. So today we came to the DO's office with my team to do a cleanup campaign. This is the office where all Cameroonians do certification of their documentation. The office is always open for us to come to certify our documents, and so we needed to come back and give back to our community by cleaning up.
The cleanup exercise that saw the set members cleaning up the entire office space of the Poya DO's office is quite appreciative by the divisional officer.
Very commendable gesture, which we pray other corporate social bodies should copy. We are moving into the National Day, and it's a societal responsibility to be able to play your own role and clean like for the human investment. So they choose our office, and we are very grateful for them, and we acknowledge what they are doing. And that's what it means to build a nation, that everybody chip in his own effort when needed, when he is called upon. So, and we moved around. We also saw the other communities where they tried to make the environment clean, taxi drivers and all of that.
The exercise that took members of Hope Advocates Africa to Munya, the Southwest Governor's Office, and Wolikao Village is a spirit of belonging to the nation Cameroon.
That's a way of us also showing our own support and appreciation for all the work that the office has been, all services it has been providing for us. And also we've seen in other communities and localities how they've all come out to do cleanup campaigns, and people have been able to clean the roads, dig up water points, and some of them assembled within their tents, chief palaces, and I think it's been a wonderful day. And I think this instills a spirit of belongingness, a spirit of patriotism to us as young Cameroonians.
As a non-profit organization remains true to her virtues and nationhood and civic engagement at all levels, she is quite upbeat in making sure that the community and nation Cameroon is put on the limelight. And we move on to our entertainment page for tonight's newscast. We take you to Nigeria, where thousands of mourners troop in today in the Nigerian southeastern city of Enugu to bid farewell to venerated and celebrated Nollywood actor Junior Pope, who was born on May 7, 1981 in the Cameroonian town of Bamenda in northwest Cameroon. He died last April 10, 2024 in the city of Asaba after their boat was involved in an accident over the river Niger while going to film. And Junior Pope leaves behind his wife, 3 sons, his parents, siblings, and the entire African entertainment industry to mourn him. Now let's take some soundbites from the southeastern city of Abuja during the funeral of Junior Pope.
We're not finding one year we pass. As well.
May the soul of gentle Junior Pope rest in the bosom of the Lord. We move on to something else. This time around, we take you to our foreign news package for tonight. Senegalese Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko has pointed out a decisive context in order to boost a bilateral relationship between the Senegalese Republic and the French Republic in a relations that has been described by many as quite tough after the Bassirou Diomaye Faye's administration came into office. Aisha Mbeng is a lady on that story.
Thursday, May 16, 2024, Senegal's Prime Minister predicted a reset of Africa's relations with Europe as the only future in sight. This follows the President Ousmane Sonko's decision to reassess relations with France. Ousmane Sonko pointed to a decisive context which requires a change in historical patterns. The leader of the PASTEF political party held a conference on the future of Africa-Europe ties. He hosted left-wing politician Jean-Luc Mélenchon, who is former French presidential candidate. Speaking at the Czech Anta Diop University in Dakar, Sonko said France's military presence in his country and across the continent raised legitimate concerns. He questioned the impact on national sovereignty and strategic autonomy of the concerned African states. That gave as an example France's decision in 1966 to close all NATO bases on the territory on sovereignty grounds. According to the French Minister for Armed Forces, nearly 400 soldiers providing regional military training are based at 2 camps in Dakar. Ousmane Sonko lay emphasis on the fact that his view do not call into question existing defense agreements with other countries. Worthy of note is the fact that in 2010, Senegal retook control of several military bases held by its former colonial ruler following an agreement.
With that news story from the West African nation of Senegal, viewers of High Television, this is where we draw the curtains of tonight's High Prime of Friday the 17th of May 2024. Thanks for watching and good night from the news crew as staff lady Cynthia Lato will be here tomorrow to drill you all on all the current happenings on High Review. For me and the entire crew, it's a blessed night in the company of High Television. Good night.